All right, so eighth. We're about 10 or 15 minutes away from wrapping up tonight. Probably gonna be a short night. But what I wanted to get into, we were kind of hinting at it at the beginning of the show when we're talking about DMX, and kind of like, and I feel so bad to say, like, kind of like speak about him in this past tense. But I think at this point, like everyone feels like it's slowly slipping away. No pun. But it just feels like it's not the situation is dire.
Yeah.
But I think there's been so many great tweets, what messaging and videos of showing either like they're showing. I think he was at Woodstock in '98. I think it was Woodstock.
Yo, that is one of the craziest concert footages. If you have never seen that footage, Woodstock '98 DMX, and it is rocking in that thing, man.
As far as the eye could see, that's how far the people went to the back.
I've never seen people look like fluid before, but they looked like fluid, like water. It was crazy.
So obviously, Sam, you were not like probably buying records in 1990.
I was 5 years old. I had just moved to London, and they were telling me at school I needed to learn how to read. I did not know how to read.
Well, there you go. I wish I could have found my "It's Dark and Hell is Hot." But funny enough, when I started dating my wife now, but when we started dating, she came and picked me up, and we were going to the movies. I wasn't driving, so she was doing all the driving, and so I brought some CDs at the time. At a time when you would only have a tape deck, but you would have the tape converter that would pop into the tape deck, and then the aux plug that would go into your CD player.
Yeah,
and play, just running from there. And so I brought like the DMX album. So like I was just like so foolish. I realized like, it was like a date night type thing, but like we're gonna listen to some DMX as we drive up to the theater. Which she never fails to remind me that I was so stupid. So I couldn't find my first DMX album, but I can say that when he first came out and I first heard him, it was like there was Def Jam was like saying like DMX is the streets, if I remember right. It's like DMX is the streets, right. And like, and it was like once you see, if you watch the Get At Me Dog video, which is just black and white, super gritty. If you've never heard,
that's the famous DMX. He's got the dogs in that joint, right? Like
he's in what it was this New York nightclub called the Tunnel, which I wish and hope that someone will make a documentary about this place because I would love to learn more about it. But anyways, it was in the Tunnel, so it was like gritty street, everything that like it really reinforced the idea that DMX was that dude that came from the streets and lived that life of just despair, robbing, stabbing, like he did it all. I read his documentary a long time ago. I haven't picked it up in a while. But in the book, he mentions that he had done so much shit in his life, and the only time that he got like he paid for it was something that he didn't do. Like someone said that he stole something. He's like, I didn't steal anything, but like a bunch of like street dudes came and got him. But it was like all the like pretty much like his cachet of bad doings finally caught up with him. But anyway, so when that came out in '98, that was just an amazing time because Def Jam was running the Survival of the Illest tour, which was DMX, Onyx, Method Man, Redman, Keith Murray. They were all on tour together, and like they just had this huge lineup that was just plowing through cities, and they had this Survival of the Illest bonus CD on all their records, and so DMX was like just leading that charge. Like his momentum, everything was picking up. And then that's when he dropped the Blood of My Blood album in the same calendar year and went platinum off that. So he had two number one albums in the calendar year. His first 5 albums all went to number 1. No one's done that since. Not Jay. Nobody's done that since.
Yeah.
So like he's just like his run is just amazing to think of. And also during that 97, 98 period, or 98, 99, he then does Belly, which is, I don't know if you've seen Belly. Have you seen Belly?
No.
Okay, then stop nodding your head.
You know, you're going on your train. I'm just letting the snowball roll down the hill. You know,
Watch Belly. I think it's on Netflix or it's on Amazon. I can't remember. I know I've seen it on one of those.
Circa what year is that movie?
That's 98.
98. Okay, word. Yeah, I was 4 years old, man. Sorry, I missed Belly.
Go watch Belly. You have to see Belly. It's bad, but it's good bad. And so he starred in that. So he was in he started his acting career, had 2 #1 albums, and then the Rough Riders label and crew. And then hang on, where's the other one? And then if you didn't get DJ Clue's The Professional, which included the Rough Riders Anthem remix, which is better than the original. That's the version that he uses to perform. The stop, shut him down, open up shop. Like,
yeah.
We're gonna make you say, oh, yeah. So that was dope. I got this joint, the DMX Grand Champ.
That's the one I remember. That's the one that, you know, like parents wouldn't let you listen to.
This one, this is the last #1 album, and then this was the follow up to this is what these bitches want, which is hilarious because there's like a meme of DMX on the internet. Which, if you watch any interviews after he got out of jail, he doesn't know anything about technology or internet. But he's sitting there on the computer out of I think Romeo Must Die, and he's convincing us that he's nice with computers, and he's just like scanning the internet. He's like looking for what these bitches want. It's the greatest meme ever, and like so, yeah. Then I got this joint, which is the one after Def Jam dropped him and he went to Columbia. It's a terrible album, but you know, but that's kind of like where it's running. I wish I had the other albums, but anyways, yeah, I'm really really sad for the whole DMX thing, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is because he really was part of our hip hop experience during the golden era.
It's again with like the presence. You can't mention the story. You can't finish the story without talking about DMX. And I remember when he got out of prison, the fanfare that everybody had, and it was just love. And it was good to see him out, you know, sober and just having a good time. My favorite DMX thing is the orchids, and they've been passing this around. But I got a couple plants behind me on the windowsill there, and it was literally that meme. I saw it the first time I saw it. I was like, if DMX can grow orchids, I can take care of at least 2 plants. The Fresh Off the Boat. I watched that episode over the weekend. I had no idea about it. Someone told me about it. That shit is hilarious. Yeah, no, and I was like, you know, if the Rough Riders can do orchids, you know, the real Sam Crane can do plants. So, you know, shout out to DMX. For all the reasons that we mentioned, all of the hip hop reasons that we mentioned, but he has such an impact beyond the culture. And, you know, we still try to remain positive as much as you can. You never know what will happen. But it's touching to see people rallying for him. It's touching to see everybody's thoughts on Twitter. And yeah, man, he's meant a lot to a lot of people, and we should all be so lucky.
I know, right? Man. Well, I don't think there was any news today, except just, you know, keep your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, it was a continuation.
Yeah. So I'm just I'm not prepared for life without DMX. I don't know. Like I feel like he was. There was 2 people that I really was pulling for, who I was hoping that they would shake their addictions and have a second run. And if you didn't see the Tina Turner documentary, I know we talked about this.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, and her encore performance of her career was bigger than her first half, which some people would say like that's a rock and roll Hall of Fame career that you had.
Mm-hmm.
And the second half is fucking remarkable. And I was always hoping that Whitney Houston would have that second leg, that second run, like after conquering her addictions, and go on this crazy run and like reintroduce herself and let people know that she's amazing. She's one of the best singers of all time. Her voice is iconic. And then I always thought the same thing with DMX. I always put them together because they both struggled with their addictions, and that I was hoping that they would like find their path and like return, but not return the way we thought what we first saw them, but this re-imaging, this how would you say, like a reintroduction.
Yeah.
Because they have so much, they've experienced so much pain that they could talk about it, and it doesn't feel like, you know, it's like fucking a billionaire going through a bad day. It's like they've gone through so much. And so I was always hoping for them to have that second return. And obviously with Whitney, we didn't see that or experience that. And with DMX, it's you know, to be determined. So, but it sounded like he was like you know, he did the verses late last year with Snoop, which I think had like almost 1 million people, like 900,000 people tuned in for it.
Yeah, no, that was a big one. That was actually the only one that I was interested in watching. I still haven't gotten around to watching Versus, but the only one that I would have tuned in for was definitely that Snoop one. Shout out Snoop, man. Yeah,
so it was so he was making a comeback, like kind of a comeback. He jumped on the Locks album, which is a crazy dope record. Ain't About Shit.
That's the new one?
It came out like late last year.
Word.
Living Off Experience. And then I was actually watching it today. I was watching the video today, and I was like, X actually sounded really good on there. So, and then, you know, he was like supposed to be like, he's supposed to have had a song with Pop Smoke that they were like, they're putting together.
Yeah, man.
There was some shit that was like supposed to come out, and
I mean, you know, you brought up Pop Smoke, and one of the things I want to mention about DMX is the voice, man. You know, a lot of people shouldn't quit their day jobs because they don't have the voice. And you don't know what the voice is until you meet a character like DMX, until you meet a character like Eazy-E. Snoop has the voice. You know, who else? Denzel Curry, even. Just some new age rappers.
I think Kendrick has a crazy voice.
Kendrick has, but he's so multifaceted. I'm just talking about, you know, like somebody's sound. Like, you know, even T-Pain would be like the only comparable, like, paradigm shift voice. But like Rick Ross, like, these are not necessarily the most like technically amazing rappers. Not that they are not great rappers, but they have this incredible voice that makes them so iconic and so beloved. And DMX is one of those. And yeah, no, it's going to be sad. You know, I hope he pulls it out.
Yeah, I know. Same here. Chuck D is like one of those voices that
Chuck D, classic. Yeah.
Yeah. So before we go, I think it's only right that we play DMX's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I know it's not Christmas. This is one of the most amazing clips of the internet age that no one expected, but everyone loves because of just how sincere he was. And then the what ad-libs is just phenomenal. So we're gonna close out with that. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Friday, what do we have on deck on Friday, Sam?
We got Carl from online. We were gonna get Heavy Crowns, but we will have somebody else lined up for Friday. We're gonna do Friday Funnies. I know we did it last week, but we're bringing it back with Carl from online, aka DJ Angel Carl, no longer evil, aka at Hammerfist3 on these Twitters. And if you're not following Carl, you're living under a rock, man. Approaching 40,000 right now. So, you know, shout out Carl, and just a funny dude living out in Oregon. So he's going to join us from the West Coast tomorrow too.
Phenomenal. All right, Sam, thank you so much for checking us out. Let's listen to DMX as we hopefully, I don't think we run into any copyright because it's not a song. So
yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Shit, where did
just had it? Yeah. Just said. Meanwhile, tomorrow, dropping on the Audius platform, the new blockchain streaming platform. The Mix is going live, SoundCloud as well, The Real Sam Crane. But you can find it on audius.co/Sam Crane on your desktop, or download the Audius app. Sam Crane. This is where to find it, baby. Catch it before noon.
All right, let me know if you can hear this.
Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Come on, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it close. Come on, come on! All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call them names. They never let poor Rudolph turn any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, come on! Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you ride my sleigh tonight? And all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out weekly, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history forever. You go down in history forever. You go down in history.
What? That's my show. Good night, everyone.